choking me like this. So hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm back with another video, and today is story time, you guys. So let me tell you a few reasons. The last time I share a lot of what I've been through. I share a lot of what I've been through on my page, and you guys are always like so very supportive, and you always encourage me like to get it out and to talk whatever. But so in any event, the other day, it literally was running through my mind in my sleep. It happens like this all the time for some reason. And I woke up the next day thinking like, oh no, maybe not. You know, a couple of days passed. So, and then now, just now, literally before, a couple of minutes before now, what happened 5 minutes ago? Oh yeah, I watched a video about domestic violence, and it is also Domestic Violence Awareness Month. So I was like, yeah, this is the perfect time, and that was just confirmation for me to tell the story. So I'm going to tell the story. In order for me to tell the story, I'm going to have to like backtrack a little bit. I was fed up. I was tired. A lot of you guys are very well aware and also shocked that Jalen and Jeremy is not my husband's biological kids. They do in fact have a dad who's not so much in their life right now, but that's probably going to be another story for another day. Where do I start? I dated Jalen and Jeremy's dad for 3 years. At the beginning, as usual, as every relationship, things was okay, you know what I'm saying? And he worked really, really hard to get me. This relationship was very, very, very much abusive. Yeah, so like before this incident happened, you guys, I was done. Let me say this. Me and him broke up even before I found out that I got pregnant with Jeremy, right? And I started dating Deval. So, you know, I started dating while I was pregnant. And somehow me and Deval ended up breaking up because I just wasn't over my Jalen and them's dad. And then I was pregnant with his no, I'm not gonna say I wasn't over, but I just ended up back with him somehow, and I was still pregnant with his kids. So yeah, Deval and I ended up breaking up, and I went back to my kid's dad pregnant with Jeremy. So at the end of our relationship, this guy, you know, we were going through so many issues and so many problems, and yeah, long story short, he was cheating on me. He was treating me really, really horribly. I was literally running after this man, like begging him for a relationship. And he just thought that I wasn't going to leave. He was the type of person who you guys know that I'm is it called a dominant woman? Like, I take care of home, I fight for my relationships, and like, I don't just give up. And I fought for this relationship for so very long. And while fighting for it, I would be abused, talked down to, cheated on. And you guys, the type of girls that he would cheat on me with, I'm not even going to go there because I don't want to be disrespectful. So he just felt like he was on top of the world because he just felt like he had this crazy South African girl who was so obsessed with him. I stayed in the room. By the way, you guys, where we lived at, literally I lived in a I don't want to call it, we lived in the hood. I mean, you know, and in a place where I didn't always feel safe. Obviously, it wasn't really a safe neighborhood. And in our home where I lived at, literally the entire neighborhood was allowed to walk in and out the entire day. Anybody walked in. So I was secluded in a room, locked up all the time. And I would just clean my room, and I would go and cook sometimes for the men who lived there, which was my kid's dad and like 3 other guys at a time. And if anybody got put out of their home, they could come and live there too and sleep on the sofa. So, and if you wanted to walk in and out, be my guest. You can walk in and out. It was just that type of environment. But you guys, I was really, really crazy. Still, as in, like, if I thought that you were cheating on me, I'm like, what you doing? Why? Tell me, you're not going anywhere and whatever, you're not going. No, I didn't have really much places to go to live and places to, like, I didn't have many people to, like, I didn't have a mom's to go to or a dad to go to, or somewhere where I felt welcomed and where I would feel comfortable. All right, so we got into this huge fight one night, and I think it's because he probably seen a text message or a call from Duval, because he started getting really suspicious about that, and I'm not sure why he cared, because he was doing his own thing. He was drinking, you guys, and he was like intoxicated, and he got so angry. I remember this one day when it was like, we need to have some family time, me, you, and Jalen. Can we just go to the zoo or something in the park? And he was just so rude to me. So he was like, I'm not going, I'm busy, I'm working. And I was just like, please, he just would work on cars all the time. And I was like, let's go. Can we just go to the zoo? We need to, like, spend time and talk and whatever. Because he would just be so cold towards me after a while. And I was so fed up. And he was like, okay. And when we went outside, I walked outside and I walked around the corner to my friend's home. And I called Duval. And I went to the zoo with Jalen and Duval. And then he dropped me back off. And I went back home and just went to go sleep in my bed. Now, mind you guys, we were not getting along. I was not intimate with him like with my kid's father. I also was not intimate with Duval. And that's what I really, really loved about him, is that he never pressured me to do that. He never pressured me to have sex with him ever. So he would just literally want to genuinely spend time with me. And he would bond with Jillian at that age. She was like 9 months when he met her. And also, I got a tattoo. Me and him got matching tattoos. And we got this while I was living in my kid's father's house. While he was beating me in the background, and I still stayed and all of that. I went to go get somebody else's name tattoo. So, anyway, we got into a huge, huge fight this one night. And I was just done with him. I wasn't apologetic. Nothing. And he just started beating me. He just started beating me and punching. He started kicking me with his steel toe boots. Like, he works construction, so he would wear these big ass boots, and it has like, it's like steel in the front of the boots, and he was kicking me repeatedly with that in my ankle and hitting me while I had Jeremy in my hand. Jeremy was how old at the time? Or wasn't it like 7 weeks? 6 or 7 weeks?
Something like that.
I think Jeremy was 7 weeks. Jeremy was 7 weeks. I had just had a baby. Yeah, he started hitting me, and Jeremy was in my arms the whole time. So Jeremy was in my arm. He literally was hitting me nonstop. I was screaming. And they had the guys that was living there came and ran in our room and looked, and then didn't do anything about it while he was literally hitting me. Nobody even grabbed. I can't remember. You guys, I don't want to lie, but I don't think nobody even grabbed my son out of my hand. Nobody grabbed Jeremy out of my hand. They just literally watched. And when I asked them why when I confronted them about not doing anything, they told me that, oh, well, before you told us to stay out of your business. So we just stayed out of your business. So I'm like, with my 7-week son, like, it's just so yeah, he beat the hell out of me. And this is one of the worst times that he beat me, because my ankle was, first of all, I couldn't walk. He kicked me in my ankle. My ankle was this big, swollen, and I couldn't walk for weeks. Jeremy suffered a fractured skull at 7 weeks old from his dad. He had to stay in the hospital. And for an entire day, while he was in that hospital at 7 weeks, oh my God, it was torture, because they couldn't feed him. They had to keep testing him, and he couldn't eat any food. So he was so cranky, in so much, like, he did he have a splinter over his arm? He had a splinter over his arm, right? He had a splinter over his arm. I don't know why I'm not thinking about that, but he had a splinter over his arm. I don't know what was wrong with his arm, but the worst thing was that his skull was cracked. He had a fractured skull. That's not even the half of it, right? Duval came and picked me up from his house, because I called him frantically, and he came and picked me up from my kid's dad's home. And while he was on his way, one of my kid's dad's friends took Jalen and ran away with her. I had no idea. I'm sitting there hopping around in the house like, where's my baby? Where's Jalen? Because Jeremy was already gone in the ambulance. They took Jeremy in the ambulance and left me there. I was waiting for Duval. And I'm hopping, like, where's Jalen? Screaming. Nobody wants to tell me they have all these men in the home that's on his side, and that was always on his side. That would they would always disrespect me too. Like, when we would get into an argument, me and him and I, they'd be like, yeah, man, F that B, man, F that B. Like, man, forget that hoe. Come on, let's go. And they will take him and they'll go and he'll probably go do his own little thing and they'll be out and gone. So that's the type of friends he had and that we was living with. Yeah, so I'm hopping around and like, where's Jalen? Where's Jalen? You guys, you'll never believe that this guy made this. His friend ran away with Jalen around the corner to somebody else's house. I don't even know how the hell I got her back. How did I get Jalen back? Do you remember the time you got there? Now, keep in mind, you guys, he gave me a black eye before. He beat me before so badly all the time, and I was always embarrassed, so I would never tell nobody. And people would just see me with bruises or black eyes, and I wouldn't tell anybody. Even my own family to this day has no idea. They're probably gonna find out on this video, you know. But this last day, I didn't give a damn. I was sitting on that porch, I was screaming. I was like, I knew since he hurt my son, I knew that it was over. My son was involved, and that was nothing but God, because I don't know what the hell was on, like what took me so long. I probably got a million stories to tell. I done slept on he done made me sleep outside before on the porch while everybody was walking in and out of the house. The girl that he was cheating on me with, he had literally sitting around me. He would sit outside with did I tell you that the girl that's married to his friend now, he would sit outside talking to her while I'm in the house, so I'm walking up and down. I'm thinking that they're just talking and they're friends, and then the person is so opposite from me, I couldn't even fathom that he would be with someone. Like, it wasn't even a thought, because I'd be like, I would have been like, there's no way. There's no fucking way. No way. But yeah. So many things happened that night, so a lot of my memories, like, I don't remember certain things. We spent 3 days in the hospital. We spent 3 days in the hospital while Jeremy was being monitored. I also got checked for my foot, but I didn't check. I didn't, what is that word called when you
get admitted?
Yeah, I didn't get admitted because I was in Jeremy's room and I really wanted to just be with my son. And he stayed in the hospital with us the whole time, and when we left with him, and that was my first day that I started living with him again. The first time wasn't too long at all. Our relationship didn't last very long to begin with, but you know what they say, you guys, when someone leaves and then they come back, you know that it's true. How does that saying go? Y'all know. But yeah, so that was the first time. And you guys, to be honest, Deval, correct me if I'm wrong, when I was with him, I was so uncomfortable to where, like, not uncomfortable like that, I just didn't want to, like, I didn't want to have intercourse with him. It took a while for me. Like, he gave me time. You remember?
No, you let me hit on the first
day. Don't lie.
First day,
I literally God had to knock me upside the head to be like, if you don't leave, I don't know what else and who else. I'm not bringing this up because I don't want to start no stir. Like, I hope that he doesn't even see. Honestly, you guys, his mom used to be like, you just have to go. You have to go. His sisters would visit. They would stay by us, and they were there. His sister witnessed him abusing me and him choking me. She told me to go to him.
Come on, you can't say that.
Oh, fuck. She did not. She was just saying, Renee, you gotta get out. She loved me. I love her.
I know.
Like, I love his family, you guys, honestly, and they always, like, stood up for me and what's wrong. Like, they always was like, oh no, you wrong and you whatever, you need to leave. Especially when because he was literally fucking, like, his sister caught him choking me, like, his sister literally caught him choking me. He was sitting on top of me like this. Choking me like this. And his sister, thank God, I thought she was sleeping. I couldn't even breathe or scream because he was holding this so tight, and you know, you can't make no sound. His sister was listening to the argument the whole time, pretending to be sleeping, and she woke up screaming, stop! Oh, I almost said his name. Stop! She called her mom and was like, oh, it's crazy. This was on a whole different day, you guys. This was also leading up to this day because I was talking to this guy on the side. Everybody knew except their dad, and everybody was okay with that because they wanted me to get out of this abusive relationship so badly. And I wasn't sleeping with him, but I would go to him and I would when I would get beat, I would go to him. When I would get put out, I would go to him. And he was so much like, honestly, I would say to Charlene all the time, like, he was really, really a good friend. And I really wanted, if we didn't work out as a couple, I really, really wanted to be his friend. And he was my friend. He was my friend. You were my friend back then. Yes.
I'm not your friend no more.
You are my friend, but you were just only you were only my friend then. I don't know why, I just trusted you and you were different. And you guys, just for the record, I have moved on. I have 100% forgiven. I speak to this person as if it never ever happened. How are you doing? I wish well for him and his family and his family. Hell to the no. Hell to the no. And when I say his family, not his witch ass wife, oh, to the no. Yeah, and then you guys, he ended up marrying a witch. And he's living with that karma every day of his life today. Because we don't even want to begin to talk about the story about her. I don't have nothing nice to say about her. With her pedophile ass. With her checking my kids' underwear just so she can have a storyline ass. Jealousy makes you nasty. Nasty makes you fat. And what do you think about that? That's my story. And you guys, I am so healed from that. I am so healed. That's why I can tell the story. I was going to say I can tell the story with a smile on my face because of how much I've healed from it and moved on. However, let's just stop right now and talk about the seriousness of domestic violence, you guys. You guys, it does not get better. 99% of the time, it doesn't get any better. It is not, it's domestic violence is a real thing, you guys. And honestly, you can lose your life, you guys. You can lose your life to that. That same exact night, I remember I was so fed up and I screamed to him, yeah, I am going by Duval. I am going by my now new man. I told him that. I screamed that to him. And he fucking chased me down the street. And I'm running with my ankle. I'm running on my ankle. But you guys, the adrenaline was so high and so intense. I was so like, I honestly didn't feel it. So he chases me down the street, you guys, and I'm on the phone with 911, you guys. They have the recording to this day. I was on the phone with 911. I'm screaming, he's chasing me. So I'm running. And I mean, I get down the street, I get to the end of the street and I fall under this tree. And he comes, you guys, and I just know I'm dead. I just know that oh my God, he's about to get me. Especially that I mentioned another man. You didn't like, cause he was really jealous. So I fall, I'm on the phone with 911. And I swear to God, I always like think to my head, like, this had to be God. This had to be God, because like he kicked me one time, and then he just went like something like he went like this. He kicked me and he was like and then turned around and walked away. I was like, oh my God, because that was not him. That was not for him to like only hit me one time and being that angry, even of me mentioning another man. There's no way that he would have walked away, because he chased me down this whole time, and he didn't do nothing much when he got me. God was there with me the whole entire time, you guys, because he just literally, you could see something like stopping, and he was like, and then turned around and walked away. Like, you know? Yeah, so that's that for that night. And yeah, so you guys, domestic violence is really serious. I thank God every day for my life, because I do feel like I could have lost it at any minute at so many points in my life. I'm so thankful to God that those days are over with. I endured what I endured because that's what I had to endure, and that's just my life, and that's the path that the universe and God gave me. I've learned a lot. I've come so far, you guys, and now I know what I need in a man, what I want in a man. And God gave me the most gentlest guy that I could ever ask for. Someone who takes his time with me and who's very understanding of my crazy self, because I can get there. I'm not very quiet all the time or innocent. He honestly, we say this all the time, like, he got a very emotionally he got me when I was very broken. I was very broken. So it's like he had to deal with a lot of things that came with my brokenness and my baggage and all of that. And he was very, very patient and loving in doing so. And I thank God for that. And Duval, is there anything that you want to say?
I love you.
That's not love. They say they love you. You think it's because they love you, and that is not love. Because there's so many, you guys, we read of stories, so many instances, so many people that I know that have died like that, and my heart goes out to them. And know when to get help, you guys. I'm gonna like link a domestic violence helpline, you guys. If you guys need to talk to anyone or like any helpful information, you guys, I'm gonna put in the description in honor of Domestic Violence Awareness Month.
Domestic Violence Awareness Month. I thought it was Breast Cancer Awareness. Both of them.
Oh my jeez. What is it, October?
Yeah, both of them though, right?
Right? Oh my God, my mom. I need to be representing her too. I should do a story time on my mom with the breast cancer. Like,
Should do a story time on yourself. How you a natural beauty. Don't need to make up to be cutie. She's a queen.
and when you ask what a good woman's made of, she's not afraid and ashamed of who she is. She's royal, yeah, so royal. And
I want her in my life.
I never knew anyone so one of a kind until the night that I seen your eyes.
My new queen.
The last time I did a story time, I was very, very emotional, and they had so many positive comments underneath there, you guys. But they also did have other comments where, you know, people would say things like, "Oh, she's always a victim," or she like would say things that, and I would, you know, for a second I told myself like, I'm not even gonna share my stories with them anymore, cause like for what? So it's just so people can like, be open to ridiculing you and stuff like that. However, I'm not gonna let one or two monkeys stop the show. I am who I am. My life is who my life happened the way it did. I know my truth, and I can only speak my truth, and I love sharing it with you guys. For those of you guys who take something out of it, you guys, if this is for you, if this is for one person, I'm very glad that it touched you, you know. And if this is not for you, then that's also okay.
Time to get. I got some fresh whipped cream.
You do, after all of this, you do owe me something, because I done told this story. Oh, I was gonna say, you guys, before I forget, you guys, I'm just so happy that I'm not crying in this video and whatever, that I'm able to even speak about it, and just like in a healthy way. I spoke to my cousin in South Africa the other day, and she was like, "Well, Nene, why don't we know none of these things? You don't speak about it. You still don't speak about it." She says, like, for example, what happened with your kid's father. You never told us. You never say anything about it. You never speak about it. And I'm like, that's true.
Maybe you should call
A lot of the things that I've been through, like in life, I didn't speak about or didn't tell anybody, because out of fear, like I didn't think that anybody could protect me, or like, and I felt like everyone was the same. I was so damaged, and I had my own faults. What?
I got some fresh whipped cream in the refrigerator.
What you plan on doing with that?
I'm getting a heart attack just thinking about it.
What? Did we ever close on?
Not for long. If we did. Not for long.